I did something called Empathy Week, which covered lots of different topics. And that was during the pandemic. So I led it and we did it on Teams with, I think it was about 20 students. It was voluntary. And we learned about lots and lots of different challenges that certain individuals have gone through in real life, such as immigration, seeking asylum, refugee status, racism, cultural identity, Black Lives Matter, all of that. So that was such a lovely opportunity for me to come away from the scheme of learning and teaching Macbeth and teaching Romeo and Juliet and getting through the play, to ask them what they think and actually teach them and open their eyes to certain things that possibly they don't have time or the opportunity to experience and discuss.
And more real life as well, actually, if you think about it. Not to say that Shakespeare isn't real life, that's very much a part of, especially this country's culture, isn't it? And it's so reflective in movies and things like that, but it's not going to be something that always is hard-hitting for a lot of kids, is it? It's something that they're, if anything, it's a chore. So to be able to have those open discussions about life events that you gave them that chance, so I think it's so valuable to them.
And during Empathy Week, did you feel like you learned from the children at all? Like, was it a two-way thing?
Yeah, no, I mean, I always do feel like that anyway. They teach me things that I don't know as well. But it was really, really interesting. So I split it into Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4.
What age is that, sorry?
So Key Stage 3 is year 7 to year 9, and then Key Stage 4 is year 10, year 11.
Okay.
So I had a lot more year 7s, obviously, bless them, the little keynotes, signing up to it. And they were so engaged and so passionate about everything, typing their little discussion points on the chat. And it was so lovely, honestly. And the idea of Empathy Week was to learn from these different individuals and the challenges and the barriers that they've faced in real life, and for them to reflect on it and talk about it and discuss it and learn about it. And there was one afternoon that Eva, a friend who works at the school as well, she led some of the Key Stage 3 lessons for me, because I was also teaching all week and I just had loads on. So luckily, bless her, she took on a couple of lessons. But I could see on my laptop, I was in another meeting, and the team chat kept popping up. And one student said, "Oh, I feel really sad. I feel alone," or something. And then one of my tutees was in it, and she replied, "So and so, we're all here for you. You're not alone. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Hallelujah!"
Something's getting through to them.
Yeah, I know. It was so lovely. And then I emailed her after, the student, and I said, like, "You have absolutely blown me away with your attitude. Like, you're so mature and so supportive." I said, please keep hold of this attitude and don't ever let it fade. Take it back with you after lockdown. And it was lovely. They were so supportive and so wonderful, bless them. So I hope that they benefited from it. I think they did.
And talking about lockdown and the pandemic, how has that been for you? Because I mean, it's one thing for you to be fast tracked to the teaching world, but to then have to navigate it in a pandemic, how's that been for you?
Really, really difficult. It has been really difficult, because we had to monitor engagement, to learn about real life individuals and barriers that they face
to it, and you throw everything of yourself into it. But if there's something that you're not really that bothered about, then it's just gets sort of
I think so many people can relate to that, though. I think that's such a relatable thing.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between uni me and...
So what have you chosen today?
So I mentioned earlier about Empathy Week, which is something that I led this year in the school that I'm working in. And it's an organisation that aims to develop students' empathy skills, resilience, leadership, organisation through exposing them and giving them the opportunity to learn about real life individuals and barriers that they faced in everyday life. So what was covered in Empathy Week this year was cultural identity, racism, Black Lives Matter. There was an amazing story about a man who had to seek asylum and gain refugee status. And so Empathy Week is a lovely thing, and I think it's a really powerful thing. And I really, really enjoy doing it with the students. All the resources, so all the lessons, all the stories, all the lesson plans are provided, and they're differentiated for ages and key stage. So it's all provided for you, and you just have to facilitate that with the students. The support's amazing. Like, I emailed the bloke, Ed Kerwin, who initiated it, and he replied really quickly and was fantastic. And I think it's such an amazing programme, and I think that so many students would benefit from taking part in it.